Okay, so we're going to do now your test 4.2C. Okay, you can do right along with me everything. This portion will cover under exercise 4.2 question B. Okay, 3 of them, 4, 5 and 6. We'll find this on textbook page 80, I think. Yes, so write it down, the portion. Let's start with the question number 4. Let me read the question B4 rather, 4 or B4. So let me read the question for us. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. Now you need not write this, what I'm going to show here, for explanation, not just for explanation, so you need not write. Now we know that integers are number systems where in the middle we have 0 integer, and on the right side of 0 integers are +1, +2, +3, +4, 5, etc. up to infinity. The right side are positive integers, and the left of 0 integers are -1, -2, -3, etc. up to infinity. So this is called integer system. And in this question it's very clear that there are two consecutive positive integers, means positive, right? So let x be the first integer, and now consecutive positive integer means consecutive means nearby. See, 1 and 2 are consecutive, just as 0 and 1 nearby are consecutive. 2 and 3 or 3 and 4 are consecutive. And just see what is not a consecutive integer. 1 and 3 having gap between them 2 is they are not consecutive. So consecutive will differ by 1. 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 1, 2. So it will be x plus 1. Or if you are going from bigger to smaller than first integer 3, then lower one will be x minus 3. 3 minus 1. So this is x, then this will be x minus 1. So we can write it as let x and x plus 1. Or someone else may write x minus 1 also. Both are correct. We can use the one you like. B. The two consecutive positive. This is a very important word here. It's not negative. Positive integers that the question is asking us to find. Okay. Now there is a condition given in the question very clearly, so let's write down as per condition given in the question. You can write it down. I read it, it's in the question. Find two consecutive positive integers, sum of whose squares is 365. So sum of the squares, sum means plus. The two consecutive integers are, first one is x, second one is x plus 1. Question is saying sum of their squares, so this will be x square and second integer square. Square of first integer and square of second integer put together, sum means added, is equal to 365. This is what we got from the question. So let's solve it carefully and patiently. So that implies here x square plus, now we know a plus b whole square formula, very simple. A square, this one, plus b here square, plus 2 into a x into b. So a square plus b square plus 2ab for this is equal to 365. Now here x square plus x square We'll arrange them in highest power of x square first, then let's do the x again. 2 into x into 1 is plus 2x here plus. So this also gone, and here the term having no x and x square, 1 square 1, let it be the third place, and you can shift this one also to left side, and here no sign, plus 365 will become therefore minus 365, and nothing left on right side, so equal to 0. Next step, 2x square, same thing, plus 2x, then here bigger absolute value minus 365, smaller absolute value here plus 1. We can subtract this 2 because minus plus. 5 minus 1 is 4, and here 6 and 3. Bigger one is 365 with minus sign, so here minus. So plus 1 minus 365 is minus 364 equal to 0. Now this is already arranged, and we can solve like this also. But we see that there is common factor 2, 2, and this also going with 2 because ending in 4 means the last digit is even number, so it will be divisible by 2. So in such cases, if we remove the common factor, it will make it that much easier for us to split the middle term and solve it. So 2 into x square outside 2, then plus here 2 gone outside, x, and then here minus 2 ones are 2, and 3 is the 1 remainder, and 1 will go to the left side of 6 means 16, 8 are 16, no remainder, then 2 2s are 4 is equal to 0. Close your bracket here. Then x square plus x minus 182 is equal to 0. If I shift this 2, it will become divided by 2. And we know 0 divided by any number is 0, so we need not even write that if you don't want. So removing this 2 from here makes the number much simpler, 364, 182. So doing that makes it that much easier for us to now solve by factorization. So factorization means multiply and first and the third term. So plus and the minus, minus. You can write these things on the rough. Minus. Then number here 1 into 182. 182. And let's write the middle term at the top, and the middle term here, middle one is plus, no number means plus 1. So 182 is a little bit big number, so let's just do prime factorization. 9s are 18, 2 1s are 2. Next prime number 3 doesn't go, 2 also doesn't go, then 5, next prime number doesn't go. After 5, the next prime number is 7, 7 is going, 7 1s are 7, 8, 9, 2 remainder, go to left side of 2. And 21, 7 3s are 21. 13 itself is a prime number, so we can stop now. When we combine these to multiply, 2 7s are 14. So 14 into 13 is 182. 14 minus 13 is 1, so I think that's going to match. So 14 into 13, 182. And here, since this plus 1, I put bigger one plus and smaller one minus, then subtract. Plus 14 minus 13 plus 1, exactly matching. Multiply, plus and minus, minus 14 into 13 minus 182. Multiply, we must exactly get this matching in number value and sign also. Add or subtract depending on the case. Here we have to add because plus minus, subtract because there is plus minus. 14 minus 13 plus 1. Matching on subtraction, multiplying on matching, exactly matching minus 182. So that's the correct splitting of the middle term. So here x square plus 14x minus 13x, taking this plus 14 minus 13, these two combined is plus 1. So that's how we split plus 1. Then next here minus 182 is equal to 0. So our next step is to factorize. Take these two terms, and the highest common factor in both present is x. X here, x here. So x into x is x square. And plus into plus, plus. X has been taken out, so inside will be 14. Then here 13 and 182. You see here 13. That of the factor of 182. So 13 and 182 has common factor. Minus, so minus 13. X is not common factor because x is here but not here. So put bracket. Then x gone out, 13 gone out. So inside will be x. Next is minus. So we have to match it up. Minus into what is going to make minus? You do that. Minus into plus. Then only we're going to get minus. Matching. And 13 into 14 we know is 182. As you can see here, 13 into 14, 182. So close the bracket, equal to 0. Next, here, that implies in these two terms, x plus 14 is common factor. So x plus 14, take it out of the bracket. If you took this x plus 14 out, then inside will be left is x in the first term. In the second term here, x plus 14 is out. Then here this, what will be left inside will be this number. Minus 13, close the bracket, is equal to 0. As you can see. So it's already factorized. So we can write here, therefore, either the first factor, x plus 14 is equal to 0, as you can see here. So x will be equal to plus 14, you shift to right side, become minus 14. Or second factor, x minus 13 is equal to 0. So that implies x will be equal to, shifting this minus 13 to right side, become plus 13. So we have two values of x. But we know since positive integers, the question is saying find the two positive integers. So positive integers cannot be negative, because in that case it will become contradictory, right? Since positive integers cannot be negative, we reject x is equal to the 1 minus 14 cannot be, so minus 14 is rejected. Means we cannot take that because positive cannot be negative. And so our right value for x will be, and we take x equal to plus 13, this one. So in that kind of a case, the two consecutive positive integers are x comma x plus 1. So next here will be x is plus 13 and then x is again 13 plus 1. So the two required consecutive positive integers are 13 and 14. So that is question 4, B4. Let's go to the next one, B5. B5, question B5. Let me read the question for us. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeters less than its base. So let's just start here. In the right triangle, because the question clearly says the triangle involved is a right triangle, let base equal to x centimeter, let us say. Therefore, the altitude, the question mentions this condition, so look there into your text. The altitude of a right triangle is 7 centimeters less means minus, less means minus, more is plus. Then it's base, so base is x, so altitude is lesser than base by 7 means minus 7. So that is what the question is saying. And then question has given us the hypotenuse value also, I think. Look into your question. And then the hypotenuse there. If the hypotenuse is 13 centimeter, so we write here 13 centimeter. So all the three sides of the right triangle are available to us. Base x centimeter, altitude x minus 7 centimeter, and hypotenuse is already given 13 centimeter. Question is saying find the two sides, means the base and the altitude we have to find. So we can do this by using the Pythagoras theorem, because right triangles obeys Pythagoras theorem. So here, by Pythagoras theorem, or using Pythagoras theorem, we now have Pythagoras theorem simply states that square on hypotenuse means hypotenuse square is equal to the sum means plus, of the squares of the other two sides. The other two sides are base and altitude, so sum of their squares of the other two sides. First one, base square, and altitude square. Okay, you can just write the statement once. Base square plus altitude square according to Pythagoras theorem. So we can write here 13 square, hypotenuse 13. Because this square, this centimeter also will get squared, so we can just write there if you want. Then base square, so base is x square and centimeter square here. You need not write this, okay, centimeter square, I'm just writing for explanation. Plus altitude is x minus 7 square. And the centimeter also will get squared, so you can write that. So here, centimeter square. So here we can do is that centimeter square, we can take it out common as here x minus 7 square, and we know centimeter square here, centimeter square there is there, so we can take it out common out of the second bracket. Here these two common out. Why we did that is so we can cancel this centimeter square and centimeter square. Because if you shift this centimeter square, it will go to denominator and cancel this numerator centimeter square. So simple as, okay, you can bring this one this side if you want. Let's do this first. X square plus a minus b whole square we know is a square minus 2, okay, b square. You can just do whatever format you are familiar with. A square plus b square, 7 square, minus 2 into a into b. A minus b whole square is a square plus b square minus 2 into a into b. Okay, so this is done. This is done. Equal here, so you can put equal, and 13 square is 169. Like that you can do. Now we can do here x square plus x square is 2x square. Then plus 7 sevens are 49, so plus 49. Then here minus in the plus, minus in the plus, minus, so 2 sevens are 14, and here x, and bring this one this side. No sign means plus 169, therefore will become minus 169, equal to nothing left on right side, so 0. Now we have to arrange, so x squared term first, the x square, then the x1 here, minus 14x, then here the numbers minus 169 and plus 49, minus 169 and plus 49. So subtract 9 minus 9, 0, 6 minus 4, 2, here 1, because minus plus means we have to subtract. Bigger one minus, so here also minus. In other words, plus 149 minus 169 is minus 120 is equal to 0. Having done that, we know that if we can remove common factors, then the splitting middle term and factorizing becomes easier. As you can see, 2 is common factor, we can remove it. Then the quadratic equation will reduce to simpler form, and it makes it that much easier for us to split middle term and solve by factorization. So 2 common factor outside, x square minus 2 sevens are 14, and here x minus 2 6s are 12, and here 2 zeros are 0. In other words, 2 into 60, 120. So by removing 2 from all these three terms outside, we're getting a simpler equation here compared to this here, 14, 7, and 120, much smaller number, 60, like that. And that way it makes it that much easier for us to solve. So here x squared minus 7x, then minus 60, sorry. The 0 divided by this 2, so we need not write that. 0 by 2 is 0. So we are going to get here first and third term multiply, plus to minus 60, because 1 into 60 is 60, and then middle term minus 7, and 12 into 5 we know 60, because that way it makes 12 minus 5 7. So here I put minus middle term, so bigger one minus smaller one plus means minus 5 plus 12 plus 5 is minus 7 subtraction, exactly matching. Multiply minus into plus, minus 12 5s are 60. Multiply exactly minus 60. Subtract exactly minus 7 middle term. So that's the correct splitting of middle term. So we can write here x squared minus 12x plus 5x. This 2 is minus 7x minus 60 is equal to 0. So common factor of these two, x into x squared minus x has gone out, so 12 plus 5 and 60, common factor 5. X is not, because x is here but not here, so it's not a common factor. 5 gone out, so x inside, minus, plus and minus, minus. 5 ones are 5. 6 is there, means 1 remainder, so we'll go to left of 0, 10, 5 2s are 10. In other words, 5 12s are 60 is equal to 0. So that gives you x minus 12 common factor in these two terms, as you can see. I'll take it outside, and inside will be therefore left x minus 12 out, so inside will be plus 5 equal to 0. So we can now do either the first factor, x minus 12 is equal to 0, that gives you x equal to minus 12 go right side and plus 12, or x plus 5 second factor equal to 0, this one gives you x equal to plus 5 go right side and minus 5. But since we know that sides of a right triangle or any triangle cannot be negative, we have never heard the sides of a triangle as negative value. X equal to minus 5 is therefore rejected, because side of a triangle cannot be negative. And we get the positive one accepted, x equal to 12. Accepted one. So we can write our final answer. Therefore, go back to question, to the beginning, to find out what the question is asking us. The question is saying, find the other two sides. So we write here, therefore, the other two sides are base, one of them, x centimeter. So that is, x is, we have accepted, plus 12 centimeter. Rejected is minus 5. And then the altitude is what? Is the next one, x minus 7 centimeters. So x is accepted 12, so 12 minus 7 centimeter, which is 5 centimeters. So 5 centimeter altitude, base 12. These are the two answers. See whether there's time or not. Okay, let us do in the next class.